Hi. For the longest time, I've wanted to do a video, just kind of to catch up people on like what's going on in my life, and I wasn't really sure the best way to do it. So this is what I decided to do. I figured I would make it informal, and I would shave my face. So anyway, if you don't know me, I'm Andy. You probably do if you're watching this. And there's been some recent developments in my life that have caused some concern, I guess you could say, amongst family and friends. And there's a lot of people that want to kind of know what's going on and are concerned, and rightfully so. So I thought it might be a good way to update folks by just making video. And I can use it as like a journal to, I guess, explain what's going on and talk about my feelings and just be straight up with people, because I don't know, there's not really time for anything else. I'm not really sure what kind of videos these will become, or really what I would want out of this. Just a lot of people out there who I care about, and it's hard to kind of say the same things over and over and over again, especially if they're challenging things. So I think it's easier to just say it one time. So, not to beat around the bush, but I have cancer, and a lot of people know that, and some people don't. And it's large diffuse B-cell lymphoma. Okay, now I'll be straight up and say that I don't know a lot about cancer, and I don't know a lot about science. So if that offends you, I apologize. I'm just gonna be, straight up and honest about my situation. So the cancer developed into an aggressive cancer. That's what the B-cell lymphoma was. And it was taken out here, 2 lumps, and I had a PET scan, a PET scan, and thank God, or whomever, those bumps were the most of it. I mean, that was the big scary cancer. The other thing that's going on, though, is that my spleen is enlarged, and we think that it's related to another type of cancer that might be going on. We're still unsure. But even though the big cancer was sort of taken out, we still need to do chemo to make sure that there aren't any microscopic things floating around in my body. So I think it's 3 to 4 rounds of chemo, and then radiation on the spot. Let's see. So that's kind of the long and short of it. I feel like I should have started making these videos a while ago, because things have already happened. It's been sort of an adventure already. It all started basically with these bumps that appeared out of nowhere. Docs all thought that it was cysts. Turns out it wasn't. I had, what was it? I'm gonna forget what it is. Ultrasound, X-ray, all this stuff, and they're like, oh, they don't really look like anything scary. They don't really look like cancer. But then they took them out, and they were. So, of course, that's been a huge bomb for my family and friends and everyone. And we're all just kind of dealing with it one day at a time. But overall, I feel positive. I feel like I have a good attitude generally. It's hard to kind of explain when you feel like something as big and often considered scary as cancer is sort of like something that was supposed to happen. And of course, maybe I'll say that differently when I'm going through the chemo or the worst parts of it. But right now, all I feel is a tremendous amount of love and support from all angles, all people. Strangers that I have to explain it to for various reasons, for you know, whether it be medical stuff or just, I don't know, the context of which it comes up. Very just positive and supportive and kind. And just today we had cleaning ladies come because I'm supposed to have my chemo soon, and the younger of the cleaning ladies was very quiet the whole time, very nice and smiling at my daughter and sweet. But as she turned to leave, she said, "Can I pray for you?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll take all the good vibes and prayers that I can get." And then she placed her hands here on where my large diffuse B cell was, and then on my spleen, which is lower, and she just prayed. And it's like, I've never met this person before. I've never talked to this person before. She was just here to clean my house because it needed to be cleaned. And she reached out and did that thing. And it was just, I don't know, it was cool. It was cool to have someone that you barely know kind of reaching out. I mean, she wasn't preachy. She wasn't like trying to force her thoughts or anything on me. It was just a gesture of openness and kindness and love. And I feel like I'm getting a lot of that from family and friends and people that I don't really know too well, but still, like my mother-in-law's friends have been praying for me. And if you're watching this at all, thank you. For anyone who's been thinking of me and praying for me. And I don't really care what your religious, political, philosophical viewpoints are. I think that if you think good thoughts about other people and you wish them well, it makes an impact. It's impossible for me to believe otherwise, really. I mean, maybe, I don't know what the science is behind that, but I just feel blessed by all these people that care. And my mother and father-in-law came out for my procedure because I had to get what's called a port installed. That's where the chemo goes in, because if you hurt it, because it can really burn your veins and it can be really dangerous. It's actually the safest way. So there's like a little plastic, I don't know if it's plastic, tubing system in there where they can just, there's a special needle that interfaces with it, which allows the chemo to go in. And you know, my mother-in-law has been with me through this whole thing, and because, you know, she also had a similar experience in her past, and she was able to provide a lot of good insight and support in that way. And I just feel really blessed to have them, and they help me take care of the kids, you know, when I'm going through these challenges, and my wife has to work. And then my parents are here. You know, now they're here now. They had a one-way ticket. I mean, and they're just taking care of my kids because, interestingly enough, after all this stuff happened, all my girls got sick. 2 of my girls and my wife sick. And if you know anything about chemo, your immune system goes all the way down after a few days. So I can't really touch or be near sick people, so I haven't been able to change my kids' diapers. And I'm a stay-at-home parent, so it's hard to not be able to hug your kids and love on your kids in that way. But my parents have been here to help the whole time. So anyway, I guess I gotta make sure that this video doesn't go on forever. But I basically got all my prep done, and chemo is coming soon. And thanks to my wife, I'm able to go to a state-of-the-art facility in UCSF in San Francisco. And again, I'm going to have a second opinion. You know, it's always good in these situations, I think, to have someone else take a look before you have these life-altering surgeries and treatments. So I guess that's the next thing, is to go to UCSF and get my chemo. I'm going to meet with another doc there who's a lymphoma specialist, and hopefully he'll have some theories on my spleen. So long story short, I have cancer, but I'm feeling pretty positive. I'm feeling pretty grateful for my family and friends and strangers, and just good people out there that are caring. I just feel like this is an effective way to show like how I'm actually feeling and how I'm actually doing, is just seeing my face and not just hearing people say, "Oh, he's doing just fine," you know, because you can just see the truth of it on my face, however well I'm doing. So I'll sign off in a minute, but I'll just say, like, forgive the awkwardness of the videos. I'm trying to learn how I want to do this. I want to be open and honest with people, but I also want to share my emotions. So the next time if I'm a mess, or the next time I'm missing my hair, or whatever, just bear with me. I just want to be straight. I want to tell people how I'm doing, and I just want to be open about this. I just felt like compelled to reach out and talk to everyone, to anyone who cares about what's going on. So thanks a lot, and I guess I'll send another haphazard video of me doing whatever next soon and updating everyone. But again, if you think well of me, I appreciate it. Of course, I'll try to do the same for you, and we'll see what happens with these videos going forward. Maybe next time I'll shave this guy off. We'll see. All right. Thanks a lot.